Hello, Janet. Hello, Bill. Hello, Kevin. John. Am I missing anybody? Don't look like it. Jeffrey. Hi, guys. Patriot5, Patriot6 here tonight. Sorry we weren't on Friday night. It was not a good weekend for Ron and myself. My little dog of 16 years passed away on Saturday. She wasn't doing well Friday night, so I wanted to be there with her just in case something had happened. But it's not been a good weekend. And things I'm seeing is not making it a better week. And we're going to go into some discussions there. But I wanted to get this out of the way and play the music and do the kids' part and just move on with the show. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It had to be better than mine and Ron's, but things have happened since she passed away, and we're coping with it. She was 16 years old, and she was amazing. But I'm going to say the pledge and do the music before I start crying. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA.
I know Amber. I got some partners kids. I don't think any of the grandkids know yet. I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. And I've been reading a lot of things today, guys, a lot of negativity. Ron Anderson's on along with Bill and Robert Ford. Robert, good to see you, buddy. We've been having some nice little chats. Johnny Holiday, Tony. So anyway, we used to have a gentleman on a show that when I got my Vacation 1954 at yahoo.com shut down, he went by Mesmeric or something. I don't remember the exact name he went by, but I will let you know Wednesday night who it was. But a guy that used to email me a lot. You don't know who I'm talking about. But anyway, he sent me an email a while back, and I have not been able to check emails up until today. I finally got that account back open. So anybody who needs to get a hold of me, I want to make sure, double check what the email address is. I'll have it Wednesday night. Pardon me?
Janet knows.
Yeah, Janet, you know what my email used to be for the Yahoo, don't you? If you want to give that back out tonight because it's working now. But anyway, this gentleman told me about Bolivar. He told me about Bolivar, and he was telling me I was talking about how you could get X amount, for X amount of dollars. He said that's kind of high. And he started to talk to me about a different type of Bolivar, the 500 MIL. And I thought, well, let me check into it. Hey, I liked what he said, so I went and bought 25 of them today. As Ron's over shaking his head, here we go again. But why not? Why not? I could have kept that money and spent it foolishly, but hey, Myrna. Spent it foolishly, but I didn't. So as I was talking at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to go do the kids and then I'll get into the rest. Because, guys, I don't have a whole lot tonight. My my heart's really not where it should be as far as being the guy that smiles all the time, which I'm trying. But you don't want to talk to the kids because I just do. Little Jimmy, who's going through so much with his brother Larry, and as I say that, dear Lord, please look after Larry, his family, Jimmy, Dad, 2 sisters, Grandpa. As Larry is really struggling, I'm not getting any good updates, but Lord, look after him. And if you got to put 5 or 6 angels on his shoulders, do so. He's a good kid and he doesn't deserve to go out like this, but the one thing that's positive, at least he knows Mom's waiting for him. And that's always a positive. So that being said, we're just in a situation where, we have to just keep praying for this man. Now, one thing I have done, Lord, and you know the prayers are flowing in for him because, Lord, the other night, remember, we did some good deeds, and I'll discuss that with people on the show. And you know what I did? But just look after this young man and their family. As I come to you, pray to you through our group and our family. In your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. So anyway, Jimmy, we think about you all the time. No little boy at your age should be going through as much as you have, but stand up and be strong. Good to see you, Tony. Good to see you. Dean Hunt. Papa G's here. Patriot 11. All of you kids should be getting excited. You should be getting excited because you get to get out of school very soon. That has to be, rather exciting for each and every one of you. I know some of the most exciting days of my life, kids, was the last days of school. But you know what, though? You know what? This is going to sound strange because you always want to get out. But my senior year, when I got to my last week, it got sad. I wasn't going to, Patriot Wyatt Earp, Patriot Karate Kid, Patriot Little Princess Our Queen, and Patriot Hunter. I wasn't going to get to go 5 days a week and be around my best friends in the world. I wasn't going to get to play baseball anymore on the high school team. And the last week was sad. And the night I graduated, the only thing, other than my family being there supporting me, the only thing that really helped me, Tony, and Bugs, Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie, was the fact that I started dating a girl, and she chose to go to my graduation. I didn't date hardly at all through high school. And then in last week of high school, I found a girl from another school, and we hit it off good. We had a good run there, Dean Hunt. But it was a sad week. Graduation was a sad night because I can honestly tell you, Patriot Little Leona and Little Elan, I can honestly tell you there's people that I went to school with for 12 years that this graduating class on June 4th of this year, that's when we graduated, June 4th in 1972. I can tell you 54 years later, some of these people that I knew for my whole life, I have not even seen and talked to. One of them was a guy by Bobby Heller, lived 2 blocks from me. 2 blocks he lived from me. We was always in school together. From first grade, they didn't have kindergarten back then, all the way through high school, we was friends. And I have not seen this man in 54 years. I'm assuming he's still alive. I seen his sister, and she said he is. So enjoy it, Patriot Super Gymnast. And I know you do, because Patriot Super Gymnast is my little sweetheart. What an amazing young little girl. There's nothing she wouldn't do for anybody. And you guys, you got to know her, Deborah and Dean and everyone. You got to know her when she used to be a moderator here when we was doing the meetings in the summer. And we may, starting the 1st of June, we may do a couple afternoon meetings, because our around noon meetings, somewhere in there, I don't know. We'll see how things go, but I'm going to go over and watch him for a little while. Might do a morning meeting and then do a night one, just so she can be part of the group again, because she wants to do that, Robert. Patriots 7, he's having a really nice baseball season. He's moved up to 2 different games now where he's played on the league on top of him. And he's held his own in 2 games. He's had 3 walks, a pitch that hit him in the head, 3 hits, and he's made 1 out. And the out he made, it was on a 3-2 pitch that almost hit him, and the umpire called it a strike. And I had to leave to come home to do the show that night, because if I wouldn't have left, I'd have got kicked out of the game. But the other umpire, who I'm friends with on Facebook, he sent me a message. He's a PE teacher where my daughter teaches, and he's a really nice guy. He sent me a message, and he said, thank you for leaving and not making an incident, because I didn't want to have to look at the home plate umpire and tell him he blew the call, and tell him that you know more about umpiring than he'll ever know. But it is what it is. But he's having a good year. Patriot Small Hank should be getting his next award for his karate. Patriot little gymnast. She played soccer yesterday and went to the game, and she was standing right there, and the ball come to her, and she kicked, and another little girl kicked, and the ball went in the net, and she jumped up. I got to go. Grandpa, I got to go. And I'm going like this, and I'm cheering her on. Her coach, who is also her dad's cousin, another one of Grandma Bo's grandsons, comes over and says, wait a minute. That wasn't your goal. Well, we know it was a goal, and we even showed it to Addison, Patriot little gymnast. Amber was videoing at the time and caught her kicking it. But we didn't decide to go and tell the coach because, you don't want to put the coaches down. He's a good coach. He loves his kids. He doesn't yell at them. He teaches them. And when you're trying to teach 5 and 6 years old, that's a very, very rare to find person. Then we have Patriot little Kira, who stayed home sick today and just drove me crazy. I had to walk down to Ron's and have lunch just to get away from her for a while. I looked at her tonight, and I said, you don't look too sick. You going to school tomorrow? She looks at me and she goes, I said, you going to school or are you going to sit here and torment me again tomorrow? She looks at me and she goes, and then smiles. So kids, just be kids. And I know there's some of you is going through more than others, but enjoy your school. Because one thing, kids, school's going to change really a lot here real soon. That's my belief. And I know there's a lot of people in our group now that don't believe in what I'm saying, and that's their decision.
You might not have school for a couple of years.
And as Ron said, there might not even be school for a couple of years. Everybody may be homeschooled. We'll get into that in a little bit. But this video, the kids section is now done. This video is not meant for you children. You can watch it if your grandparents, parents, legal guardians say it's okay. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you here. You guys ever, I'm going to say something to Cindy in a minute, but the music we played tonight, I have no legal rights to. We play it because it's our theme song and we like the music, and, DJ T stole it from us, so why shouldn't we take it back? They say what's rightfully yours, you're going to get back. Well, we're not waiting around for Big N, Big G. We're taking it back. So that concludes that part. Anything that I use is stuff that we've researched, we believe to be true. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, at least we can spend some time together here. Mike Davis, good to see you. So everyone, good evening. I hope everyone's having a great day. Did you notice Cindy just came in? Guys, did you notice Cindy's pattern? She lets all you guys come on first. It used to be, who can beat Janet, right? Who can beat Janet on first? Bill Woods has done it. A couple other people's done it. Hi, Lynn.
Not too many's done it.
But not too many's done it because Janet is right there. But Cindy took a different approach. Cindy wants to make sure she's noticed that she comes in a little late. And yeah, I'm messing with you, Cindy, so I hope you're laughing. So I just want to tease her a little bit. It says here, today is Honor Your Lost Friend and Family Day. May this candle glow for the friends and family, animals, and all that you left behind far too soon. They are gone, but they're never forgotten. Nope. And they'll take care of you the same way now as they've always done. We have a Tom Anderson on now. God, I was saying that was Ron Anderson. It's Tom. Welcome, Tom. Are you new? I like your last name. Everyone will change, John. Yes. But see, John's saying that, and that's what I want to talk about, John, because I want to address you because you was the one person that was doing the good part. Today, I have not been going to Telegram. I've not had a lot of spirit the last couple of days. People can make fun of me because I'm mourning the loss of my little girl, my little dog. I don't care. So I haven't been going to our Telegram site, and I went in there today finally to see if I could find something for tonight's show, and I did. It's negativity. You know, there's a lady on there that sounds like a man in a video. And Ron had told me about the video earlier, audio earlier. And I listened to it, and she said DJT has been taken out. Did you hear about that, Janet and Carrie? Good to see you, Carrie. Tom Anderson, did you hear about that? What about you, Karen? Good to see you.
That's why maybe we are getting close.
Carrie and Johnny Holiday. Have you heard anything other than on there about being taken out? But that isn't even my number one question. Why is it so much people who believe in patriotism are happy about it? Could it be the fact that we were told that he would be taken out? And that's when things would happen. Everything would go over to the military. Thank you, Tony. What? But here's the question for all the negativity people. I mean, one gentleman, I apologized to him when I talked about him. I didn't tell anybody who it was, but there was one person a while back who was really negative on our Telegram site. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care a rat's ass what anybody says about the Telegram site. It was not formed for negativity. It was formed for opinion, but to constantly go in there and be negative upon negative upon negative. And I just said something that's not what we do here. You have the right to your opinion, but not everything you say negative. Well, the gentleman came back today and said, I haven't posted anything. And I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I come this close to closing that site down today and starting a new one and having rules and regulations. I'm going to tell you what the site was formed for. The site was formed for me and Ron to get information for the show, to put it there so it was easy to get to, easy to use, and we had it. Now, we had another gentleman on the show that was a moderator, and he decided he started us a new site, but he wanted to be the one in control running it. And people were posting their information like Ronnie. Ronnie would have posted his information over there. And this gentleman decided he was going to be the one that chose what my shows was. And no, nobody's going to decide what my shows are but me and Ron. We love every one of you that give me information, give Ron information. But when it comes down to it, we're the one that's going to decide. And this gentleman ended up leaving because I hurt his feelings. We know I could give a rat's butt about that too. But all I'm asking you is this site, and I've let some things slide because it was formed for information. John asked me if he could draw his stickman, and I allowed it. Jimmy comes on and posts things every day about his mommy, and I allowed it. But I went on there last night briefly. We had 57 messages. I hadn't been on there. 57. I said, well, there's my show right there. There was not one thing I could use. I did use some of them. A lot of them was about Larry, the young man that we're all praying for. The young man that the other day, to show you the power of prayer and that, I listened to a show with Wolverine, with Donnie, and with Carpathia. I listened to the show, and afterwards I got thinking, wow, when you add up Wolverine's people, Donnie's people, and Carpathia's people, which a lot of them are probably the same, but you're getting close to 100,000 followers there. Well, see, when you're on here, when you're on Telegram, like when Ronnie or Ron or John or anybody, Jimmy, who comes under Renee, when they post something, that picture that they post it with, if you click on it, it takes you right to their personal Telegram where you can email and email and email and email. So I clicked on Carpathia's, and we have said prayers on here in the past for Carpathia's sister, which she got the will to live back, and it looks like she's going to be good. So she was thanking everybody for the power of prayer. Why stop now? I'm on a roll. So I clicked on Donnie's. And Donnie said, I sent him a message, and he posted the message that I sent him on his site. The next day, he sent me a message, and he said, hey, friend, I just wanted to let you know, I think it was 10,000 people had responded to that message, and they were going to start praying for Larry. We're going to get it out to Wolverine and everyone. See, even though there's people out there doing things that maybe we don't agree with, when it comes right back to it, a patriot is a patriot. It's not about money. It's not about fame and fortune. It's about people coming together as patriots. And that's what we are doing now. The negativity on our Telegram site, I'm going to ask you to please have it stopped. There was a person that posted on there that something about one of the people who does shows. He says the same thing, and it wasn't Bruce, so don't go there. He says the same thing, and he's been saying a year ago that we're close. So to the people that's negative, I got a question. Would you rather me come on here and give an hour show of nothing but negative, never smile, never be happy, never try to get your vibrations built up? Because that's what it's about. What I do, what Bruce does, what Mark Z does, what David Rodriguez does, what Charlie Ward does, what all of these people do is not about telling you the truth. It's about telling you things, but in the meantime, working and making you believe everything to keep your vibrations up. That's what we do. It has nothing about the truth. Think about it. Go back, John. Go back, Janet. Papa G. Go back to your high school days. I talked about them a little bit ago. Go back to your glory days, as they like to call them. And maybe John and Papa G and myself, and we were playing baseball or we was playing football. Now, let me ask you a question. If I came up to bat in a baseball game and the pitcher that was pitching would look at me and say, hey, Ralph, you're a good guy. I like you. I'm going to throw you a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Hey, Ralph, I like you. I'm going to throw a curveball. You're going to think it's going to hit you, but it's going to curve. That's the same thing we're doing here. Do we really believe they're going to say, we are going to revalue on this date? No. We are going to go out and take care of Iran and it will be over on this date. No. You cannot, as a general, go out and tell your game plan. I get just as frustrated. You know, you just have to think about how much farther Bill, Tom, Karen, Janet, Myrna, Vicky Soros, how much farther we are ahead of the people that don't have their eyes open. I read an article today, DJT signs a law into effect at $2,000 a month every month is coming from the tariffs. I didn't get frustrated. I didn't get mad. But how many times does he have to sign this paper before they finally give them to us? It's the same thing, guys. We can go back. Oh, we're going to get this money from the stuff that Elon Musk and him did. You know, when they got all that money, the people were getting illegally paid for Social Security, unemployment, and things like that. He goes, it goes all the way back to that. How many times did they tell us, hey, senior citizens? Bill, how old are you? Are you a senior? I don't want to call someone a senior if I know they're not. I know Janet's just a teenager in love. Myrna's a young lady. But anyway, that's, where we're at, guys. They're not going to tell us the truth. Well, okay, then you're young, Myrna, because when I tell people, how old are you? I'll say 72 years young. I had someone look at me the other day, Vicky. I didn't think that. Okay, guys. Wednesday night, remind me, Vicky Sorrell's birthday, Thursday. We will sing to you. Myrna, you got that? Vicky's birthday's Thursday. Who's going to sing happy birthday to her first, Myrna? But, guys, we just got to have fun. Just keep moving on. It's going to happen. But somebody said I'm 70 years young, 72 years young. They said, there's nothing young about 72. I said, well, how old are you? And he said, I'm 45 years old. And I said, well, see, that's the difference. You consider yourself old. I consider myself young. Look at the pictures of you. Any picture you ever share with me, you're never smiling. Every picture I share with you, I'm happy, happy, happy. Guys, a little over a year ago, 2 years ago, I was given 8 hours to live if I don't get a miracle. 8 hours. Has anybody in the chat here ever had a doctor? Forget the 8 hours to live right now for a second. Have you ever had a doctor, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times, look at you and say, medically speaking, you should be dead? I had 5 of them at one time in the same room tell me. I got up. I walked to the bathroom by myself. I went to the bathroom. I walked back and I said, now, what was your doctor saying? They looked at each other and said, that's not possible. It is when you believe in God and Jesus Christ and you don't believe that he's going to let you get sick. Do I get sick? Yes, because I let myself get sick. Me and Ron was just talking to me. I'm not going to say it because if I say it out loud to you guys, I know one of us is going to get sick. But guys, we're here. Never say your age. Vicky, when you say your age, you're 66 on Wednesday. You're 66 years young. You have one of the birthdays that you're 66. Once it hits Thursday, you're 66 for a year. See, me, I can say if I flip mine, I'm 27.
Maybe 13 months.
Huh? Maybe 13 months. Vicky, you might be 66 for 13 months, as Ron says. What do you think about that, Tony? There's a song out there, and I kind of like this song to our group. We can build this world together, stay with each other forever. Nothing's going to stop us now. And if this world should start to falter, we'll still have each other. Nothing's going to stop us. Nothing's going to stop us now, Carrie, Myrna, Tony, John, Janet, Soretta. Think of that. As long as you have what you have. Are we disappointed? Yes. My major disappointment is not that it hasn't happened. But if you remember just a few minutes ago, I mentioned some truthers. Mark, Bruce, Charlie, David Rodriguez. All of these I mentioned. If you noticed, I don't have that much in common with them because, see, I'm the only one. That's why we're family. I'm the only one that did never take a penny, did never go out and sell our shows to advertisers so they can make money off of them. Carrie's birthday is the 30th. And Carrie, am I reading something that your husband is suffering with something? Sciatica? Lord, if this is true, if Carrie's husband is suffering, please look over him, put an angel on his shoulder along with Carrie's, and help him get to these special beds, these beautiful beds, and let us all live a great life as we come to you again and pray to you again through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Yep, you're right, Myrna. So, Janet, I think you put up the email, didn't you? And if you didn't, I'd appreciate if you would. If you do, and Janet puts up the email, anybody who has birthdays, anybody who needs prayer, please contact me there or come into one of our groups and let me know, say so-and-so. And that's what's upsetting me, because there was someone I seen on Facebook the other day and I acknowledged it, and I can't remember who it was. I wanted to say a prayer for them tonight. It was one of our people, and I'm having trouble remembering who it was. I believe in the power of prayer. But trying to get things straightened up here, guys. Just bear with me. I don't know what I have for tonight's show. I know I have a couple of things to share. But I knew when I came into this show tonight, a lot of it was going to be on attitude and negativity. And I can't stop people. Thank you, Janet. I can't stop people. Papa G is sharing something with Carrie about something that he did, exercises. Papa G is a smart man, so get with him. Find out. Thank you, Janet, for the prayer. Janet says, I should hook Janet in so she could say prayers for us, because I think she says them a lot better than I do. But listen, I just wanted to fix the negativity. Now, I want to talk about a few things that me and Ron have been hearing. I've talked about to the kids a little bit about the schools. I don't talk to my grandkids or kids I know about this, because I want to make sure that it's true. But there's going to be a huge save as far as schools go. And one of them is going to be that there may not be schools for a couple of years. And when I say that, I kind of laugh, because the school that I went to junior high in, the school's got so many memories in it for me. They're tearing it down and building a new one that'll be completed in about a year. And I'm thinking, well, they was having trouble figuring out when they was going to get it built. But now they're not going to have so much trouble figuring out when they're going to get it built, because they're going to have plenty of time. Because from what I am being told, what Ron has read and heard, and we get a lot of our information from Carpathia and Donnie now too. And these two are, I would say, as close to.
And if you ever find Donnie, listen to it.
Honesty, yeah. And as Ron said, if you ever find Donnie, listen to him. Or if you want, when he comes on, we can start posting it on a couple of our sites if you want to listen.
He's usually on the chosen one.
He's on the chosen one. But I don't believe that there's any truthers out there that are truth. But I believe we were chosen. And that's funny because there's a group out there, the chosen ones. But see, everybody should be in that group because we was all chosen. Over here, you was chosen to be here. I actually had one of the people from the people I told you I mentioned. I don't know if they did sign up, but they contacted me and says, what is your site? How can we get to follow you? So if we all of a sudden show up with an extra 5,000 or 6,000, and maybe I can see people from other groups coming on here and just having a blast with you guys talking, because, you know, they'll have questions and answers sometimes, but, you know, questions and answers, you got to put your hand up, and sometimes it's up all night. You don't get to say anything. But I'm going to give you my honest opinion now of where I think, where me and Ron discussing thinks we are. First, we're closer than we've ever been, and I've said it many times, but I've also said many times it only has to happen once. Second, for me, it's not about the money anymore. I don't care if they give me $50 billion. I don't care about that. If I only got a couple years left to go, $50 billion doesn't do me any good. But what I do care about is my projects. And right now, with talking to Julia, with talking to her and everything really good between me and her, I've told you we've come up with a slogan for the kids. See, because I just found something out, and I'm going to share it with her in my letter to her tonight. I found something out that Russia is trying to back off this war. Guys, Russia, I think, thinks they're almost defeated, but they want to come to the Ukraine and make it look like it's, hey, we'll return these, you return these. I heard through translation, because he spoke Russian, the president of that country say in a video that he's ready for it to end. 370,000 soldiers have been lost. The money, they don't have it like they used to. It's gone. 370,000. Now, before I knew these numbers, and I'm sure there's probably just as many in the Ukraine, why would anybody go to war? And if there's as many in the Ukraine, almost 750,000, a billion people, 370 and 300, yeah. Why would almost 750,000 men and women? That doesn't count the people who was in the wrong place at the wrong time, the kids. So we had come up with a slogan for the project. If we build it, they will come. And Julia loved the slogan. But she said, Ralph, we have a problem. And I said, what? We only write 5 times a week. So our letters, sometimes to get an idea through to each other takes the whole week. I said, what's the problem? And she explained it to me. She says, if we build it, they will come. But who's going to take away the pain, the sorrow, the sadness for the parents of all these hundreds of thousands of men and women that have lost their lives in this war? Who's going to take away the pain for this? For the empty chair at the dinner table, for the empty bed in the bedroom that will never be sat at or never be eaten again. And I said, well, let me think about that. The next day I go, when we build it, they will come, because we will ease their pain. So a major campaign in these 2 countries for us, and she's already knows she's got us in a couple of orphanages to help. But if we can run an ad campaign in these countries, when we build it, you will come and we will ease your pain. To the parents that's lost these. No, these children, they can adopt. Not going to be no money to put into it. They're just going to be able to adopt as long as they can prove that they're going to be great parents. That's all my goal is to get every child in the world parents, whether it's a man, a woman, a man and a woman and a woman, or a man. I don't care. I want them to get up every day and know they're loved by their parents or parent. Stay safe, Myrna. Myrna's saying their tornado sirens are going off. That's been happening here a lot too.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So if we build it, they will come. When we build it, they will come and we will ease the pain. Now, I want to ask you, Jeffrey and Carrie and David and Soretta and Janet, if they adopt a child that will fill that chair at the supper table, the bed in the bedroom, but that's not their blood. But the question I want to bring up in the advertisement, 20 years from now, if you adopt a 6-year-old kid, boy or girl, 20 years from now, they get married and they have their first child. They're going to make you a grandparent.
Well, 100 years from now.
100 years from now, whatever. There's no reason that we can't make this work all over the world. We will build it and they will come. Really, all I got for tonight to read in that is the Restored Republic. So I'm going to read that and we're going to talk a few more minutes. We're going to call it a night. I'm getting a little hungry. And hey, Karen, did I say? Yeah, I did say hi to you, Karen. Well, hi again. Hi, Betty. Oh, look at we were getting on Cindy for being late. Betty just got in here. Betty, better late than never, right? Do you want me to go over the whole show again? Okay, you got to recap. Hi, Lindsay. Where's Lindsay? Who's Lindsay? Oh, Lynn Date. Okay, let's see what we got here. Restored Republic via GCR. Update as of May 18, 2026. The report compiled by Judy Byington on May 18, 2026 presents a comprehensive narrative of an alleged global currency reset, GCR, and a restored republic. This report, widely circulated in the certain online communities, details a series of dramatic and transformations across financial, government, and social structures. It's important to approach such narratives by examining the claims presented and understanding the concepts they introduced rather than the validating their factual basis. The report opens with a striking claim: the Federal Reserve of 1913 was DEAD. Well, actually it says D blank blank D, but we all know what the other two letters is, so let's put it out there. As of May 17, 2026, this it suggests marks a fundamental shift, with the U.S. Treasury reportedly taking control of the national finances under a new gold-backed system. The proposed change is presented as part of a world economic reset, envisioning future with 0% income, property, and gains taxes. The core idea is complete departure from the previous fiat money system, replaced by what report describes as a global backed currency, a new global financial architecture. The central bank system as we know it would reportedly no longer be under the control of the Federal Reserve, signaling the end of what the report terms monetary S blank 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 Y, and ushering in a golden age. Central to this narrative, the quantum financial system deposited as a secure digital platform designed to prevent another C with an N and a bunch of blanks in between. The report suggests a detailed timeline for its implementation, May 18th, 2026, for the availability of ZIM redemptions and GESARA funds, and May 19, 2026 for full activation of the QFS, leading to debt jubilee that would free humanity from various financial burdens. By May 22nd, 2026, the gold asset-backed currencies, 209 nations are reportedly integrated into the new system, effectively rebirthing global financial landscape. The report highlights a rapid sequence of events leading to these changes. It cites Bruce, May 14th, 2026, indicating that bondholders and their paymasters were actively engaged in processes related to funds, suggesting an imminent release for various groups, including Tier 4B, Us, the Internet Group, various online publications such as amg/news.com are referenced as reporting on these detonations, terms used to describe sudden, impactful changes. These include reports of Kevin Warsh, W-A-R-S-H, taking control of the Federal Reserve, President DJT signing an executive order for the U.S. Sovereign Wealth Fund, and a viral messages promoting the idea of zero tax financial systems. Further details within the report described major developments unfolding right now with select financial institutions connected to Tier 4B reportedly received encrypted communications, trusted sources inside international banks are cited as confirming test transactions using ISO 222 protocol, quietly shifting large sums. Governments, according to the report, were holding emergency sessions to adjust this financial architecture, with old systems being quietly dismantled and assets revaluations already in motion. The report also suggests that Wells Fargo, supposedly controlled by the Chinese elders, would manage the rollout of redemption and exchange appointments for currency and bondholders, advising them to use official redemption centers for optimal rates and new setups. $129 tons of gold out of New York Federal Reserve between July 2025 and January 2026, and Germany expressing concerns. 80 years and accelerating in decline. Specific instances are, as mentioned, by France. The narrative further points to the rise of the alternative financial systems, with Saudi Arabia reportedly signing $7 billion currency swap deal with Beijing, and ships in the Strait of Hormuz paying in RMB yuan, China's payment system. CIPS is noticed as working with 4,900 banks and the 187 countries operating silently, built and switched on the shade. The report then speculates on political figures suggesting President DJT would sign the protocol of transition in Beijing, marking the end of the old dollar and the debt of the Kissinger petrodollar in 1971 to be replaced by the gold-backed quantum verified system and individual birth certificate trust accounts. Now, the one thing I want to say about that is a Chinese president and DJT would sign this. If you've seen any pictures, if you've seen any videos, when they were standing side by side in a meeting or out inside, whenever it was, this is what we got from DJT. We got a thumbs up, and I believe we're on the right track. Is it going to happen this week? I certainly hope. But as I said, nothing's going to stop us now. It can't be stopped, David. It can't be stopped, Kevin or Lindate. Nothing's going to stop us. Yes, we're going to all have our ways where we're all a little bit depressed. But the main line is we're all going to cross it together. We're not going to let anything stop us. Well, I got to fly this trying to get me. I was looking at something here real quick to see if I could do something. Yeah, I can't get it done. Guys, I know tonight's show wasn't very informative. I thank everybody for showing up.
Maybe by Wednesday we'll get some good information.
And Janet kind of puts the show in perspective. Rescuing of the children since 2017, and millions have been recovered, and some didn't make it out of the tunnels alive with a crying thing. What's that, Ron?
I don't know. I said something. I can't remember.
We'll be back Wednesday night.
Oh, make sure you talk about, I don't know. You said this wasn't for children tonight.
I've already said it. I said it right at the beginning. Yes, that is a shame, Janet. Janet's on a roll tonight. Some of these children never seen the light of day. But yet, Beth Shaw, they're out being kids now. They want ice cream. They want to be happy. So I'm going to go get something to eat. Thanks for everyone for showing up. We'll see you. Maybe we'll do a special call. I believe we could be doing something this week, and I'm not going to say anything about Bruce tonight because we'll talk about him on Wednesday's call. But remember, guys, for all of you that have birthdays, send that email to me and remind me. I need you guys to remind me on whose birthdays are coming up this week, and we'll get through this together, and nothing's going to stop us now. Good night. God bless. Ron and me love you all. We'll see you on Wednesday.